I like coming to Denver a lot because not only is it full of incredible people and beautiful sights to see, but it really reminds you when you come to visit a place like Denver that you're not an athlete. I thought I could run to save my life. I took the elevator to my room, and when the elevator door opened, I was winded. I'm sitting down 12 minutes into the set because if I'm being honest with you, I'm pretty lightheaded. Hope y'all are ready to crowd surf me because this is, woof. Wow, yeah. You blink too fast, you run out of breath here. This is crazy. No wonder, it's like, I love coming to Denver, but I have to be honest with you, and you may not like me saying this, but I hate when my Denver friends come to visit me in New York because they show up and they can just breathe like superheroes. It's exhausting. The first night they're in New York, they can't even get drunk. They're literally like knocking it back, like, you can't even feel it. What is this, Don Julio? I'm like, I don't drink at all, but I think you're having too much of that liquid. No, this is crazy. No wonder so many like UFC fighters live here. This is oh wow. I'm not even excited to go back because I'm not here long enough to get the benefits. You know what I mean? I'm here just long enough to have a headache and then pass out on the plane. And then wake up in New York and be sick for a day. I saw people running today, and I was like, you know, like, our entire like ecosystem of an internet is based off of people who cannot just mind their business. But when I saw them running, I was like, stop. There's no need for that. You know what I mean? Like, some of us don't have lungs right now, so you flexing both of yours is a little rude. Okay. All right. You can always count on an unreliable person to be unreliable. Like clockwork. There are people who you never want to ask a favor because you know they won't do it. But then you ask them the favor and then you make other plans. You know they're not going to do it, but they were the only person around to ask, or they do something on your behalf. Maybe they volunteer. Maybe they're like, hey, I'll go help you with this thing. And then in your head, you're like, okay, that's not going to happen, but also, whatever. You can always count on an unreliable person to like not come through. And I say that because Trump went to China. And I'm having trouble distilling this idea, so just be patient with me. There's already all of these walls we've sort of put up, some like metaphorical and some literal, to get into the country. If you don't live here and you want to come visit, there's all these things like a visa. We take visas for granted as Americans because up until, I don't know, a couple years ago, the American passport was pretty powerful. You could pretty much go anywhere, right? And people would be excited to have you. So then even the visa process for an American was very different than the visa process for someone like that's from Uganda trying to come here, or from Malaysia trying to go to France or something. There's usually a little bit of a process, and you can't just do it last minute. Like most of our visas, we can just straight up fill out a form on our phone the day before. And that doesn't fly in a lot of places. You gotta get special permission sometimes. You have to explain why you want to come and everything. And that's all for people to come here. We should probably do some of that for people who leave. Because just because you can afford a plane ticket doesn't mean you're the best of us. There are plenty of Americans going out there setting a very horrible example, and then you travel, you finally get there, and they're like, oh, you're not like the other Americans. And you're like, what happened before I got here? Oh no, this is terrible. And I just feel that way about Trump's trips. I'm like, maybe, I don't know, man. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like blindfold him and spin him around a couple times and then just tell him he's in China. Like, just... Like I've been in situations before where like someone had to negotiate for all of us. You know, like there was a road trip I went on. This is several years ago. I went on a road trip with my friends, and we had a blowout of one of the tires. I'm surprised we didn't die because our friend driving was already not a good driver. It's terrible that he got thrown an obstacle. Do you know what I mean? Like he's already not great about not looking at you while he's talking to you while he's driving. He's one of those people. You know those people who, like, as they're driving and they're making a point about something, they gotta make sure they look you in the eye. Never mind what's going on here. You know, forward, where we're going, at maybe 80 miles per hour. Maybe we could run into someone else who's going, I don't know, 79. I don't know the math on it. I'm not good at those math problems to know when we'll hit them, but we're definitely going to hit something if you keep looking at me while you try to describe the best album. You'd rather hear it than die. And so he already practices some of the worst driving habits you possibly can. Like, he's not one of those people, you know, he would never drink and drive. He doesn't even text and drive. You know, and these two things are incredibly dangerous. People really sleep on texting and driving and how bad it is and how many accidents it can lead to. So he doesn't text and drive, but he dozes. Yeah, he'll give it a nice long blink, you know? You know, one of those blinks that last half a mile and then you have to look over his shoulder to make sure his eyes are even open, and then you're like, hey, you're driving. So when he's not doing this, he's just doing this. There was one time, he was so lucky he was driving. I wanted to hit him so bad. I wanted to hit him, but that would have also caused us to crash. But like, I wanted to hit him because he was clearly falling asleep at the wheel, clearly having an amazing dream. I was like, no, I'll be damned if I let you kill us smiling. That's He's not even going through it. Like, truckers and people who have to drive for long hauls, they're battling the sleep. They're actually like, biting their lip, biting their tongue, whatever it takes. This dude over here. my favorite is when we are all like talking. We're all trying to keep him awake because we know he's gonna fall asleep when it's his turn. So we're all trying to like keep him awake. You know, like talking to him, talking to each other. You know, people in the back being loud on purpose, but he still finds a way. And my favorite one is when he's. No. Terrible stuff. And so, you know, he's driving, and then there's a blowout, and he handled it great. He handled it fantastic, better than I thought he would, because he was asleep. But the pop of the tire woke him up, and then he screamed, and then you can tell he really loves us because he just started talking to all of us like he was our mom. He was like, hold on, everybody. And so he pulls over. Of course, there's no spare. So then we drove down the exit to a gas station. The gas station like referred us to these people who were not that far, like a half mile away, and that was an actual like auto shop. And so we go over there. And this is the thing about when you go to a mechanic, you only go to them when you need them, and they know. They know. Going to a mechanic is a lot like if I just stood right underneath a beautiful, like, picturesque cliff with some slippery rocks, and I just stood there all day selling Band-Aids. Somebody lands in front. Oh! I'm like, oh, you look like you could use some help. Now, there aren't any other Band-Aids for 100 miles, so these are going to run a premium. Because it's just you need to pay what, and look, and on the mechanic side, I get it. This is your labor, these are your parts, this is, you know, everything that it takes to just do the job that these people desperately need you to do. So sometimes, yeah, it seems expensive, but you're also in a pinch. You know, you didn't show up to the mechanic to hang out. And so, yeah, you want to be on your way. Depending on when you need to get there, also depends on your level of hurry, depends on the hours worked and everything. And so, basically, they say that the tire and the damage that we did to the wheel by driving on it is going to run us like $800, right? And it's like, all right, you know, there's 4 of us. We can split it 4 ways and everything. And my friend, my sweet friend, my unreliable friend, is like, let me go talk to him. I think I can handle this, you know what I mean? Like my dad taught me how to negotiate. You know, you just took the first number that they said. They're just throwing out ballparking to see what we're willing to pay. But if we come down a little, they might come down a little. Let's just, you know, see. And we were like, don't. We were like, don't do that. You aren't even a good driver, much less a mechanic. Like, maybe this is straight up $800 worth of damage and work. Like, it's fine, leave it. We're all willing to pay $200, I guess, except for him, because he really wanted to go haggle. And so then he went as representative on our behalf that we did not want to go. And he went in there and chatted with them. The whole thing seemed friendly, too. The whole thing seemed like pretty, like, you know, he did a lot of that nodding. You know that nodding where you can't tell how the conversation is going because the nod is too big for whatever they said? Like, he's clearly putting on a show for us back over here watching him because his nods are like... I'm like, nods never require your back. You shouldn't be throwing back when you nod. A regular nod is just head. You are throwing half back in there, crossing your arms, really bending down. And then, he does like a quick nod, like a little, shakes hands with them, walks back over to us and says, guys, it's gonna be $1,200. And that's what it feels like whenever Trump visits a country and talks about like trade and stuff. It's like, I don't want you to do the trade. You're not good at trading. You've been bankrupt a lot. Like, and the whole time he was in China, I was like, I know I'm asking a lot. I know I'm asking a lot. But I was watching TV while Trump was in China. I was like, please don't say anything racist. 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 And then he was at this dinner. I don't know what it was. The camera was in too tight, but he was talking to them there. And I was like, well, oh boy. Yeah, I mean, this is like letting your great uncle give the toast at Thanksgiving. You're like, something's about to happen. And Trump said, we in America have more Chinese restaurants than any other type of restaurant. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, y'all, that wasn't that bad. Y'all, it could have been way worse. We sent an 80-year-old man to China to talk. That could have been rough. Ooh. And admittedly, I didn't see everything, but I remember when I was watching that, and he was like, yeah, we got more Chinese restaurants than we have McDonald's, KFC's, and Taco Bell's, and Burger King's combined. I was like, he did his homework, I guess. And y'all don't know the bullet that we dodged. That was crazy. That really felt off the cuff, too. I was like, as soon as he stopped reading the teleprompter, I'm like, well, uh-oh. He's gonna... Oh, no. Man. This dude's supposed to be some sort of supreme negotiator. And he went over to China, and the whole time, I was like, I have a bad feeling. I don't know. Every time he talks to a world power, he does end up kind of giving them what they want. Terrified. You might as well just shown up to China with a menu. Been like, what parts of America would you like? Because then, coming away from this summit, apparently there's going to be 500,000 more Chinese students able to come to universities in the U.S., and there's going to be even more purchases of China buying farmland here. This is as like farmers here that own their land are like foreclosing at like 46%. This is very bad. This mad. And then he was talking about President Xi in an interview, and he was like, he's all business, no games. And as well as like, as soon as he started talking, I was like, oh, I feel like he has even made us forget that is what your president is supposed to be. It's very telling that Trump was like, man, he all business. You know, I'm over here trying to dab him up and everything. And and I'm not even kidding. Trump is like, yeah, there's no talk about the weather with this guy. He's not like, hey, let's look up at the stars. Sometimes I low-key think he's just talking about things he'd like to do with them. Like, he's like, there's no looking up at the stars. There's no looking up at the sun. And I was like, please do not tell me you looked at the sun at the China summit. You would have been the only one. And they would have been wondering, what is he doing? What is he doing? It appears he's trying to blind himself. It's crazy, man. It's crazy because then in the interview, this man's talking about, and he's like, no, it's good. It's good that China's gonna buy up the farmland and that there's gonna be like 500,000 Chinese students coming over and everything. Because he's like, you know, without that, the infrastructure would collapse. And I'm like, dog, what are you talking about? What? Why are you telling us that now? He shows up like he's like fixed some sort of problem. It's like, we didn't know any of that. That's terrifying. He's like, yeah, if they don't come over and come to our schools, the schools are gonna close. And if they don't buy up the farmland, it's gonna foreclose anyway. And it's like, it feels like he doesn't live here. Do you know what I mean? Like, he definitely talks about, when you talk about actual problems of everyday Americans, he definitely talks about it like he's not from here. Where it's just like a general idea, where he's like, oh, that sucks for them. It's like, dog, you're the president of this one, of this country. Man. Look, and admittedly, I don't even know how that's gonna work. I don't know the visa system. I don't know what those students coming over actually means for students here. I can't pretend to know. But I do know the farmland thing is bad. The farmland thing, that's pretty direct. Like, that was like, no, we can see it, and now they own it, and they're not even here. Like, what do they want with it? What did they, like, because then it just feels like you're buying up pieces of America, which does look like what's happening. I never thought that, like, we would be for sale this hard. I knew we were for sale for, like, the Epstein billionaires. I didn't know we were for sale to, like, anybody. I can't imagine what that was like for this week. Being with Trump in China and being a translator. Because Trump being himself, and once again, 80-year-old man that is just, you know, saying his thoughts out loud. Even when he was on Air Force One and he was coming back, he was Air Force One. He was coming back, and then a journalist asked him, "Did you talk to President Xi about the cyber attacks that China's been engaging in that have been digging into our infrastructure or just like threatening our financial systems? Like, did that come up at all?" And I wish I could have been on that plane. I wish I could have been on that plane to then ask the journalist, what do you think? No, like, truly, what do you think? This guy on camera for the world was like, we have more Chinese restaurants than y'all. That's the guy you think asked about cybersecurity. And then Trump starts to answer a question. Trump is basically like, hey, look, you know, it didn't come up in that way, but you know, they spy on us and we spy on them and we do a bunch of spying on them. Like everything they do to us, we do to them too. And I was like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? What are you saying? They're still watching, by the way. You haven't taken off yet, I don't think. You're still there. It's like, yeah, everything that they do to us, we do to them too. And sometimes we do even more. Like they have spies over here, but we got plenty of spies over there doing all the spying. I want you to imagine for a second being a Chinese spy here. You're a Chinese spy and you're here. You're in the US and you're a Chinese spy. You're a Chinese spy here. And you're watching that and you're a Chinese spy here. And you watch, I feel like he has made the job of a Chinese spy so difficult because he tells everything already. So then there's nothing for the Chinese to spy on. He'll just say stuff and then the Chinese spy will be like, that's what I was about to WhatsApp anyway. This man taking my whole job. They think I'm not doing work. They think I'm up here sipping Mai Tais and stuff because every time I try to send them something that's already in the news because he already said it, I can't even spy fast enough because he's saying everything too quick. Trump is over here being like, yeah, they spy on us, but we spy on them about. We doing all manner of stuff to them, spying on them consistently. We can't stop spying on them. Imagine, you're an American. Spying in China. And you're watching that and you're like, oh. It's like, oh, they spy on us. We spy on them. We spy on them a heck of a, you know, they're doing a lot of stuff to us. But, you know, I told them, we do stuff to y'all all the time. Stuff you probably don't even know about. I was like, shut up, shut up, shut up. Shut up, shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Shut up, shut up. Shut up. Shut up, shut up. Shut up. Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. And so I can't imagine. I cannot imagine being there with this administration and being an interpreter. That's gotta be very difficult to be an interpreter in the moment because, you know, Trump just says what's on his mind. He just feels the room and then whatever comes to mind is what he says. I'm sure he was standing there with President Xi, closed door meetings. We're talking about trade. We're talking about infrastructure. We're talking about how the two world powers are going to move together, especially with the contentious state of Taiwan, right? Will we recognize Taiwan? Will China grab that full ownership of Taiwan that they claim? All these things are happening in the room. This is intense, and you're an interpreter. You're the only one that understands what both people are saying. And then Trump turns to you and says, ask them why they haven't come out with Rush Hour 4 yet. And now you, as an interpreter, look at the president like, My president wanted to ask you, my president was looking to ask you about cyber attacks. I feel like I have so many different feelings popping up all the time as I get older. I recognize that by no means am I like, some old man, but I am old enough now that people are concerned when I try to do a backflip. You would be surprised. I feel, I try to stay fairly fit. I know I'm not the biggest guy in the world or anything, and I know a backflip is it can be difficult to do. It's not just you don't just think about it and then you do it, right? But when I even mentioned to my friends that I want to attempt a front flip or a back flip, they looked at me like I said I was taking up heroin. They were like, what? Why? And I was like, I don't know. My whole life I thought it was so cool. And so I was like, let me just, before I actually can't do it, let me try to do it. Let me learn to do it. Just a thing to do. Remember when you were little and you just tried stuff because it looked cool? That's why. There's no big reason. I'm not gonna join the circus. I'm not leaving everything behind. I just want to do a front flip and or back flip. I'm not even trying to be greedy. I'm not trying to get both flips. I will take one flip, whichever way works for me first. And they were like, "What? How old are you?" And I was like, What's happening? Just wanted to try. Is that crazy? And now I tried a couple times. I couldn't quite get it. I was basically getting 3/4 of the way at most, right? And so it was meaning I was like falling on my butt a lot and stuff like that. And I didn't hurt myself or anything. But now I messed up. And I told the wrong people my dream. Now I'm paranoid. This is why sometimes you gotta keep your dream to yourself. Now I'm paranoid because then when they look at me and I say I want to do one of the flips, and they look at me like I don't have feet. Like they're like, how? I'm like, the same way other people do eventually. I'm not trying to invent a new way to do it. I just want to flip. But now I know I can't get hurt. Now if I get hurt, all the haters will be like, see, this is why you don't dream. Stop dreaming. Stop believing in yourself. I have a couple supportive friends, but then my friends who are supportive of the flip are almost too supportive, where they're like, they'll see me fall and be like, get up and give it another go. I'm like, well... That last one was a close call. Let's not go crazy here. It's hard to know the appropriate amount of supportive to be when someone has a dream. People have told me their dreams before, and luckily, I have some fairly realistic friends. It's very easy to support their dream. I had a friend one time tell me that they had a real interest and a real love for textiles and stuff like that. And so they wanted to one day open up their own fabric shop. And I was like, that's great. That's fantastic. And that's an achievable dream. You come up with a business plan, you put it in the right location, dream away. Dream hard, dream big. Big fabric shop. You'll be Fabric Walmart. You can hype a person like that up. You can, because there's just something, first of all, there's something so genuine about the thing. It is from a place of passion, and it is from a sort of business model that we have seen work since we've been wrapping stuff around our bodies. It is difficult when you have a friend who is like, I'm gonna be a famous singer. And then you're like, uh-oh. No, it's not that I don't believe. It's not that I don't believe in people. I try to hype up people's dream. And here's the thing that I don't do. I never voice my disbelief. All I try to do is guide them to a thing that I think will help them to get better to where I might believe in their dream. And so then, when they were like, I'm gonna be a famous singer, I was like, you can be famous. Because people get famous for anything. You can be famous for anything. That's half it right there. Get famous first and then la-da-da. And then that way, because here's the thing, they want to be a famous singer, but they can't. And look, that sounds bad. That sounds horrible. Because we as Americans have no idea what it actually means to be nice. We actually don't. We call people from other countries rude, and they it's their custom to be blunt, and so that's rude. But we are also being rude when we lie. It's not nice to lie to a person in their face, a thing that you don't believe, a thing that won't happen. But we keep up such niceties that we think that we're nice, while we are actually being really mean by not being realistic with people. And so I told them a thing that I believe, which is that you can be famous. They could do anything else to become famous. They could be a serial killer, anything. They could. No, seriously, they could go ahead and serial kill and like chop. And then if they get famous enough, that then they get the prison interview, because when you real famous, they go to prison to see you, right? And then in the prison interview, they could be like, oh yeah, I'll answer all your questions. And then they sit down with Barbara Walters or whoever, and then they just start belting. They just start like giving it a go. And then when they can't find the note, because they won't, when they can't find the note, that's when they can be like, oh, okay, well, at least I got halfway there, you know? Because it's like I try to be nice by being supportive in the way that I can actually support. I can actually support a person's dream if I can help them see that, if I can help them see the distance between where they are right now and where their dream is. I feel like I'm actually helping them. Because there's sometimes where people think their dream is so far away, crazy far away. My friend that wanted to open that fabric shop thought, you know, how will I ever get the money? And I was like, there are grants for small businesses. There are so many different things that you can do. You can also partner with people. You can try to partner with a brand, you know, build yourself up online, and then that way you can parlay some of that social goodwill into your business, because what you're ultimately trying to do is have like a brick and mortar that people can come to, that is a real experience you can have with another person, that isn't just like another online store that's taking your money and promising you something and delivering something else and then being, you know, absolutely terrible to make a return to. You're trying to be there with people on a thing that you care about, and you think that your dream is here and you're way over there, and that's just not true. So let me show you how close you are to your dream. And then when someone thinks that their dream is going to happen tomorrow, and you know they'll die before it happens, like just that they cannot sing. Because here's the thing. It would be different if they were trying to sing and they were in somewhat way trained. Because I could then be like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just not the type of music I like. You know, like I've been to a few operas, and there's a couple operas that I've been to that are absolutely beautiful in my mind, and then there are some where I'm like, this is not clicking with me at all. I think that this might be bad. You know, because I've seen I think 3 or 4. Yeah, I've seen 3 operas, right? And the first opera I saw was absolutely beautiful, and I couldn't even tell what was being sung because it was being done in that traditional Italian, and they had some subtitles for some scenes and everything, but still you just see the emotion coming out of the person singing and the way they're belting, the way they're filling this room with no microphone. They're filling up this room, and it's like you can feel almost like bass in a trunk when you have like tweeters on or whatever. You can feel their voice like reverbing through. It was an insane experience. And it got me thinking like, oh, I must just like love opera. Turns out I loved that opera. I saw a different opera and I was like, yeah, I'm not clicking with this thing at all. And that's because like any other discipline, like any other set of art, one instance of the thing can't represent the whole thing. So then I saw my third opera and I was like, this is amazing. Maybe I do love opera, I just didn't like that opera. Maybe that one just wasn't for me. But when I heard my friend sing, I was like, I don't think I like voices. Like it's rare. I've heard music before that someone else liked that I didn't click with right away. Like some people like that screaming rock. Some people like the mumble rap. Some people like old classic rock with like some of those licks, and then people like kind of humming under it and everything like that. There's all these different tastes for music. And when I heard them sing, I was like, I don't think I like noise. Like it took me to a place I've never been before. Even the opera I saw that I did not like, the opera that I liked the least, that middle one, even in that one I was like, they are singing, I'm just not following the plot that well, and I'm just like, it's just not hitting in my soul the way the first one was, and the way that the third one did. And what they hit in my soul, I feel like was an organ. Like I feel like they did something to like my ear. I didn't know that your hearing is like these tiny hairs that are sensitive to the sound, and that you need when those hairs die, you lose some of your hearing. I didn't know any of that until I looked it up after I heard them sing, listen. That was the first time I heard someone sing, and afterwards my ears were ringing, and I was like, "What is that?" Because I looked it up, and when your ears are ringing like that pitch ringing, not a ringing like a headache. When your ears are ringing that like little pitch, hearing that like in the back, and it's sustained, and it doesn't go away for like a day. That's actually you losing hearing at that frequency for like life. And so it's kind of beautiful in a way that eventually I will hear them less. Like that's. But they have a dream. They have a dream. And I think that it's important that I let them know the distance between them and their dream is like it's the same distance, because they have so much passion when they're singing, but their dream and the distance to that dream is it's the same distance from where their voice is to where the key is. Like it's and look, I'm not someone with perfect pitch. I'm not some music snob or anything. I've liked plenty of things that other people thought were bad and annoying music. I love going to musicals. I love like even with opera, some people can't handle when people have that real like reverb to their voice and just can belt like that, right? I love all of that stuff. I really do. And I just think that when I hear them sing, it makes me realize that I'm not tone deaf. Like this, all these years I thought maybe I was tone deaf because I'd be watching American Idol with my mom, and I'd be like, why is Simon being so mean? I think they're doing all right. And then eventually I realized like, oh, I'm not catching the pitch, like they are off, you know? Like that's why Paula's not putting them through, because Paula would put anybody through. Like Paula Y'all might as well have been waving people to third base in Hollywood. You would show up acting crazy and Paul would be like, I love your energy. Let's send you along. I love it, right? But yeah, this whole time in my life, I thought I was actually tone deaf. And then I heard my friend sing, and I was like, that's of the devil. I don't know what key that is, but it's not one of the black ones or the white ones. You singing gray right now. That is absolutely insane. It's why I wish, sincerely, I wish, more of my friends could experience what I experienced. I get to travel all over the country, all over the world. I get to meet incredible people. I get to see the beautiful sights that the people that I'm meeting are used to. Like, sometimes you can take these mountains and this open sky for granted. This place is incredible. But I especially wish that I could bring my friend who sings here. So that they could try. And be winded immediately. You all been great. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Make some noise for your host. Thank you so much for coming out.